Hello my Dotty family and welcome back to my channel. If you are a beginner, please go check out the fundamentals playlist on my channel. And if you are just joining us, please go and check out part number 1 to get started with this design. And for the rest of us, let's continue. Then when the center is dry, we're going to top dot that with a 9 mil. So what I'm basically doing here is I am skipping a size in between. So if this is not dry enough for you to dot on top yet and you want to do this later, I'm going to run down in all the uneven numbers. So I started with a 13, then I did the 11, now I'm doing the 9, the 7, the 5, the 3, and then I'm going to do the all ball side, so I have all 7 colors here. So I also run from color 1, 2 all the way up to 7. So this is now color number 3. Now if your peak is a little bit high, you might have to swivel your tool around a little bit so that it can get that size. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix that and I'll show you guys later how I fix it, because now it's gone a little bit too much to the one side and I'm going to touch that up and I'll show you guys exactly how I do that. Another tip and a trick. Okay, so this is what we've done now, and then we've walked the dog. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do a 5 mil up here with a 4 on each side, so in that little space there. Then we're going to do a 3 on each side, and then we're going to walk the dog down again, so like that. So what we're doing is we're going up in numbers that way and we're going down in numbers that way. A lot of people are sometimes so eager to walk the dog that they forget the baby tool, which is the 3 mil. They forget the baby at home. So never forget the baby at home before you go walking the dog. So you always need to go 5, 4, 3 and then walk the dog, because that is how the tools decrease in size and then you get an elegant and a systematic decrease in dot size. We're going to start with color number 1 again. And the next petal layer we are starting with are 5 mil. So just as I explained, we're going up in size this way and down in size that way. So because my color 1 is here, I'm going to jump clockwise to the next one and I'm going to do 1 dot in the 5 mil. Oops, wrong one. Must be here. Oh no. Just quickly wipe that up. So, and even with a little bit of a wet brush, and if you've used a wet brush, you can just dab it up like so. And then just to make sure we cover that little residue, tiny bit of black. Okay, so 5 mil, color number 2. And we're going to do the exact same thing for all of them. So 5 mil, all jumping clockwise to the next one. Then we're going to move down to our 4 millimeter. And we're going to do 1 dot on each side. So each petal layer is the same color, just like we did the previous layer. So we're just doing exactly the same pattern. The only exception is that we went one size larger, which means that we're going to come down in size all the way. So we did 5. Now I did 4 on each side, and we're going to do 4 on each side for all of them. Now before we get eager to go wanting to walk the dog, we can't forget the baby at home. So the baby tool, my 3mm, you need to do one on each side before you can go walking the dog, else the sizes are not going to decrease systematically. So let's get started with that. One on each side in a 3mm. Ooh, this is starting to take shape so nicely. What do you guys think? Are you liking this design? Let me know in the comment section below. And then I'm going to do all of them like that. So Supergirl mode, here we go. Woo! Then the last step in this process, we're going to walk the dog. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can get 6. So let's walk the dog 6 times. 4, 5, 6 times down each side. Do this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one. 1, 2, 3, 6. And again, doing this for all of them. Supergirl mode. Now we're going to do another petal layer, and this time we are starting with the 6mm tool. So we're going to repeat this whole pattern, the whole process. So again, red is jumping clockwise to the next line, clockwise to the next line, and then I'm going to Supergirl this whole petal layer. So you're going to start with a 6, 5 on each side, 4 on each side, remember the baby, 3 on each side before we go walking the dog. And here we go. So I quickly want to fix the center dot, and as you can see that my orange on this side is a lot thicker than it's on that side. So I'm using the small side of my yellow tool, and I'm going to grab some orange paint. Okay. And then from where my dot is, I'm just going to color around it. So on that little edge. So instead of wiping the whole thing clean, you can shape it round, and that will give you the exact same effect in having to start over and do that over again. There's a hair! Oh, that's a kitty hair! Oh no, how do I get this off? Okay, got it. Get a piece of something there as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just do that orange here where I took the hair off. Just fix that up a little bit like so. And you can keep on going until you're happy with the way it looks, like so. If you really want to, you can fix that little end with red and so on. So it's the same effect that applies. There we go. And it looks like that yellow is dry enough for me to dot on top. So I did 13, 11, 9. So next is 7 mil inline. And that will be color number 4. Like so. It's not giving me a big dot like that, but I'm trying to squeeze it out quite a bit so I can just get enough space for 7 dots. So 4 dots are done. I need to do 3 more on there. And it does get a little bit harder the higher the peak gets, but it's part of the process. We're going to do some top dots for the center dots here, and that we're going to do in a 6mm. Or should we make it 7? Let me see. No, 6. Let's make that 6. Okay. What we're going to do is now, instead of jumping, we're going to use the color that is clockwise from it. So we're going to jump one back. Red that is there is going to jump this way because this one already has a red petal around it. So now I'm just going back like that. Same thing, orange jumping. So anti-clockwise you're going now. Next, we're going to take our 7mm tool, and again we are going to jump clockwise with our color. So red was there. I'm going to make my 7mm dot on that side on the straight line and opposite. Then we're going to do the same thing with a 3mm. So it's also going to jump clockwise. So like so. Red was there. So that's the 3mm tool. And all of them are jumping clockwise. Then you're going to take your green tool, the big ball side, and we're going to walk the dog. Now we're going to walk the dog, the color that the outside dot is, that's the color we're going to walk the dog in. And this time we're going to walk the dog from the bottom up. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. And then you're going to do that for all of them. Okay, so I just blow dried my piece so I can do some more top dots. And for that, I'm going to use my 4mm tool for these ones. And the color I'm going to top dot on each is the color that I walked the dog in. So in other words, I walked the dog in red on this one. So I'm going to top dot in red on that side and on that. And that I'm going to do for all of them. Now we need to do the top dots for the center one. So after green, and I'm using the 5mm. And I'm quickly going to blow dry this with my hairdryer. Then with my 3mm, I'm going to top dot the center with color number 6. And then quickly dry it again. And lastly, I'm going to top dot it with the all ball side in color number 7. There we go. Oh, I like that. See what it looks like from the side. So it's standing up like that. I think it's so pretty. Then one last thing I'm going to do before I varnish this tomorrow is I'm going to touch up with my black brush. So there you can see there's a little piece that needs touch up, like there. So any touch marks, they could also be on the sides of the canvas if you twisted the canvas a lot, like right there. Any of those little sections that you need to clean up, you can do it. And then I also had a piece in the center here where I wanted to split married dots. Let me show you. So what I have here is a beading needle. So they are way thinner than your normal needles. And I just took my glue gun and I put it on the pointy end so that it doesn't hurt me. So the side where you usually thread the needle through is on that side. So I'm going to dip this in black paint, and then here where these two dots got married, I'm just going to drag it through like so to separate them like that. Now what you can also do is once that is dry, you can take one of your smallest tools, which is the yellow one, the small tip side, and then I'm just going to fix up those colors. So I'm just going to make those dots round again. So just round them out again so you can't see that I separated the dots, but that they still appear to not be touching and be round. Like so. How's that for a fix up? And that you can do with any of your dots that decide to get married. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And this is what it looks like under a blue or UV light. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Oh, look at that. Wow. If you guys are doing this piece and you're sharing it online, please be so kind as to link my YouTube channel to help me grow and to also help the other people who'd like to learn dot art to come and join the channel so they can also share in the joy of dot art. If you did all of this in one day, you qualify as a Cray Cray fan, and I'd like to hear from you in the comment section below. Just say, hi, I'm a Cray Cray fan. Other than that, I'd like to thank you guys so much for joining me today. This is a really tricky piece, and if you did it as a beginner, I would really like to see it online. You can tag me as well so I can come and have a look and see. You can also join my Facebook group, which is linked under my About section on this channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Stay dotty, stay magical, keep well. See you next time. Bye.